Welcome back, all my Minecrafting friends. This is the player update for episode 7 of the October 2015 Minecraft Hardcore Challenge Enemy Territory. And let us start with Outfoxed. Outfoxed went caving, found some iron, found a ravine, found gold. Next is John Fowl 92. John Fowl collected sand, made the tunnel to the river wider and taller so that he could ride a horse through it. He made a stone brick slab sidewalk, and he used coarse dirt paths. He did some tree farming. He made red stained glass windows, and he made a staircase from the catwalk up to the top of the mountain. Next we have Load Central. Load Central is cursing at chickens. They found more diamonds. Someone on their team was adapting. They found pumpkins. They worked on furnishings. They found more diamonds. They fished. They coaxed a cow back to the valley. They made jack-o'-lanterns, and they planted pumpkin seeds. So, very busy episode for them. Next we have Jade LF. Jade worked on the floor of her house. She worked on the roof. She worked on the staircase. She worked on the closet. She made a closet. It's a pretty cute closet. She cut down trees. She made furniture. Next we have Ong Ong, spelled with 8s. Okay. He worked on his house. He worked on his landscaping. A skeleton killed a sheep in his world. He collected sand. He got cows back to the valley. And he put glass pane windows in his house. Next we have Baker Bell. Baker Bell worked on her house. She went out for sand and spruce trees. She came back. She worked on the house. She put glass panes, stained glass windows in her house. Next we have Box. Box cut a giant spruce down. He collected sand. He also collected wool. He found the river iron and got that. He also filled a couple of buckets with milk before he came back. Then he got a cow and a sheep to follow him back into the valley, where he cut down trees. He did some land leveling, and he started working on his house. Next we have New Azusa. New Azusa climbed out the top of the valley, went looking for sugar cane, found an ocean, went boating, found sugar cane. Okay. He decided to walk home at night. When he got close and the mountains were high, he decided to tunnel through the side of the mountain, got back into the valley, and did some farming. Next is 22 Scoops. 22 Scoops did some farming, then went caving, killed a witch, found some iron, had some run-ins with a couple more witches. Really having witch problems down there. Must be a coven. He got lost in the caverns temporarily, but then found his way back out. Next we have Andy Doan. Andy Doan made a sidewalk. He went out the, what I'm calling the back door, although seeing as it's the really only natural entrance and exit to the valley, might be considered the front door, but it's on the opposite side from where all of us came into the valley originally, so basically he went through the caverns and out the back. Okay. While he was out there, he collected wool. He filled a bucket with lava. He did some caving on his way back, found some iron, went back in the valley. He started building a tower, and then he's gonna put the lava in the tower somehow. I don't know what his big plan is, but we'll have to find out in episode 8. Next we have Granny's Got Game. Granny went out. No, she went up to the top of the mountain to get snowballs. She came back, and the mobs were gone. So they're like, hey, Granny's got snowballs. let's get the heck out of here. So, but I'm sure they'll be back. She did some farming, and she started building her treehouse. Next, we have Bear Family 07. Started building his house. Started building his glass observation station on the side of the cliff, so he can watch the mobs from up there without being seen. Next, we have Grandma's Gone Gaming. Grandma started building her second tree apartment. She's making a treehouse apartment building. She finished that one, made a third one, and made a fourth one. So those apartments are going up fast. Next we have Scody Garbitas. He made his way back to the valley, put windows in his house. His mob dropper did drop a couple of mobs this episode, so that seems to be working somewhat. He worked on the roof. He did some farming. He planted flowers in front of his house. Next we have Life with Teens. Went out the back way to get pumpkins. She found some red mushrooms. She had pumpkin coordinates, but she wrote them down wrong, so she did not find the pumpkins. Okay, next we have Ron Smalek. Ron Smalek started building another of his cliff houses. Then he started a third, so his houses are coming right along. And then he cut down some more trees because you can never have enough wood if you're building a whole village. Next we have J Gaz Mom. J Gaz Mom made carpet and put it down in the house. She was breeding sheep. She went to the river and got flowers. And she expanded her house because she had extra time, and she needed a little more room, or she just thought it'd be nice to have a little more room, so she expanded her house, made it almost twice the size that it currently was. Next we have Tim Obert, also known as Captain Hook 5150. He went to the river looking for sugar cane. He did not find any sugar cane, but he did pick up some sand while he was out there. Came back, worked on the ceiling of his house, then went mining and found some gold. Next we have Technoscribe. Technoscribe made a lookout platform on top of the tree that is sticking out above the mountain. It is the highest construction in the month. Then she came down and started working on the witch house that she has made closer to the ground. Next we have Piker Eyes. Piker Eyes was out looking for something. He came back to the valley at the beginning of episode 7. He cut down some trees, he worked on his house, and he made furniture. Next we have Cherry Bitters. Cherry Bitters cut down trees, collected leaves. She added some more lighting to the cliff sides, and she built a temporary shack just to hide in when she builds her main structure, which she hasn't started on yet. And then she did some farming. Next is Nova Cookie 232. He started out his episode Lost in the Caves, but did find his way back eventually. Went to the river to get sand and worked on his cliff house. Digger Dad cut down a giant spruce, did some farming, started working on his house, and the footprint he has for his house is pretty spacious. Looks like it's going to be a big house. Next we have Kid Awesome 2. He built a second garden, and then almost immediately a creeper came and blew it up. So creepers are like, no, you're not zoned for a garden here. So then he went caving. He finished up his armor, now has full iron armor, and came back and cut down a giant spruce tree. Next we have Bad Heart MC. Bad Heart went collected some sand, came back to the valley, did some farming, cut down some trees, and worked on his contemplation park building. I'm not sure if it's just going to be a park, if it's going to be open to the sky, or if it's going to be some sort of a pavilion or a building. He talks about building higher up, but I don't know if that includes a roof yet. We'll have to wait and see how that comes out, but it's looking pretty good so far. And finally, we have Lightbringer. Lightbringer spent episode 7 working on his house, and it is a good-looking house. If we were voting, which we're not, because I don't really want to add politics to this community, I'd probably vote for his house because it's very nice. Okay, that takes care of the player update for episode 7. I'll see you all in episode 8. This is Mike Deering signing out.